Have you noticed after only a few months of creating your branding, you find yourself tempted to tweak it, change things up a little, and there's always this nagging feeling that something isn't quite right? This is normal, but it doesn't have to be that way. It's not because you're a terrible creative or that you just have the total inability to stick with things. You have plenty of creativity and passion, but this can lead you to wanting to experiment and change things up. While experimenting is fun as a creative, your core branding is not the place to be experimenting. Sure, you can play around with layouts and different promotions and packaging ideas, but the core brand elements like your logo, your fonts, and your colors need to stay consistent. So in today's video, let's look at what it is that might be preventing you from staying consistent. Hi there, I'm Tabitha and I'm a brand design educator, and in today's video we're going to look at 4 reasons why you might be struggling to stay consistent in your branding. First of all is lack of alignment, because if you are trying to imitate or get inspired by another brand style, this is going to feel off and it will lack alignment. If you're trying to create a style that isn't really you, then it just won't sit right. You might be trying to do a style that you've seen other people have success with. Or maybe it's a style that's very popular and you think that's what your audience really wants. But remember, you're a different person and your business is different. Your brand visuals need to be a reflection of you, your audience, and your business. No one else is you or has your unique business, so your branding needs to be unique as well. On the other hand, you might have tried to be really creative and unique, but it still doesn't align. It can take some soul searching and deep thinking to find a brand style that really does align with you. The biggest thing that you should be questioning is why you've chosen that direction. Are you doing it just because you feel it's what people want? Or are you doing it because you think it's popular or industry standard? Or did you try to get super creative but you're just trying to be something that you're not? If your branding isn't really you, then there's always going to be that nagging feeling that something isn't quite right. The next reason is that there may be no strategy or intention behind your branding. We all want gorgeous, attractive, aesthetic brands, but if there's no reasoning behind why you've chosen certain things and why you have a certain look, then you're going to end up wanting to change it all the time because it's empty and meaningless. You need to be choosing those core brand elements for a reason. It needs to be relevant to your brand story, your mission, your values, and your audience and the feelings that you want to evoke in them. It has to communicate a story and connect with the people that you want to attract. This means getting clear on what you want to communicate and the feelings you want to evoke, as well as getting super clear on who your audience is and what you've got to offer them. Once you have clarity around your branding, then you'll be able to translate that into visuals. Then you can speak to people through things like color and typography and line and shape. So this leads us to the other problem that you may have, and that is that you're not clear on your business. It's hard to be visually communicating the right things about your business if you're not actually clear about what your business is all about. You need clarity and confidence and really know what it is that you're trying to communicate. Perhaps you haven't fully narrowed down your niche, or you're not clear on what you're offering. Perhaps you're not quite sure who your audience is or why you actually care about them. Or perhaps you haven't taken the time to explore who you are and how you want to express your own identity into your brand. You might feel directionless and lost in your business, and this is going to end up translating into your branding. Your branding is also going to end up feeling directionless and lost. And don't feel bad about this, because this is something that you constantly have to keep returning to. Businesses evolve, change, and pivot over time, and we constantly have to keep going back, getting clear on our messaging and what it is that our business is all about. It's something that you constantly have to go back to and refine. It's something that I really enjoy doing at the beginning of each year, is going back through everything and making sure I'm really clear on how I'm going forward for the following year. If your business is fast changing, you may want to be doing this even more often, like once a quarter, but keep going over your business and making sure that you're crystal clear about what your message is, what your business is all about, and who your audience is. And you might even just get even more specific over time. You may be a little bit more broad to begin with as you're trying to figure things out, and over time you'll get more and more specific, have more and more details, and getting clearer and clearer. And the clearer you get, the better you'll be able to translate that into your brand visuals. And then the more likely you are to actually stick with it, because it is really clear and you feel so confident in it because you know exactly what's going on in your business and you know that you've got a brand that really strongly communicates that. Finally, and one that that you might not be expecting is that you're not showing up to your fullest potential. If your mindset's holding you back from expressing your truest, fullest self, this will then translate into your brand visuals as well. If you're holding yourself back in business, then you're going to be watering down your branding. You're not going to allow it to be the best it possibly can be. And so it just won't feel good enough because you're not allowing it to be. And so it just won't feel good enough because you're not allowing it to be all that it can be. This could look like things like feelings of unworthiness, feelings of imposter syndrome, expectations, and fears. These things can all hold you back from creating the brand that you really deep down want and what is actually possible for you. You'll keep trying to fix surface level things thinking, oh, I just need to find the right font. But that's not the problem. Those things are really surface level. You need to get back to the deep root of it and really be sure that you're seeing the full potential of your business, your brand, and yourself. Take the time to think about where you want to take this business. What do you want it to become? What is the purpose and mission of it? You know, what do you see it looking like in 5 or 10 years' time? So basically branding your business based on all that it can become rather than exactly what it looks like right now. So if you're in early stages and you haven't made many sales, if you branded based on that, then you're going to make it look, you know, a little bit put together, handmade, and, you know, not that great because, you know, that's where your business is right now. It's very early stages, you know, things haven't really taken off yet. But if you branded it thinking about your future goals and your vision for the business, if you know, you want this big business that's making plenty of money, it's maybe even have employees, whatever it is that your vision is, it doesn't have to be huge, but, you know, what do you really want? Deep down in your heart, what do you want it to look like? And then branding based on that. And this isn't about perfectionism either. So don't think I'm saying that you have to have it super perfect, think about every detail, make sure it looks like the most professional thing ever, because it's not about perfectionism. It's more about allowing yourself to be your best and truest self without watering anything down or holding back. So if you want to learn more about branding and really getting to those deep things that you need to get right in order to have a consistent brand, then make sure you sign up for my upcoming workshop. You'll see the link in the description below. It's all about going from vision to visuals in your branding. And if you want to learn more about graphic design, branding, and creativity, then be sure to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time.